The second session was in 1985 in New Delhi, India. It was opened at the famous Constitution Club of India. That club is the place where the Constitution of India itself was signed after the Second World War. The parliament then was opened by the then President of India. His name was Zail Singh, and it was presided over, the entire session of Parliament was presided over by the Speaker of the then Lok Sabha, the lower house of the Indian Parliament. So we had great support from the Indian government as to what we were doing. We're envisioning a world where there's no more war, where people are working together to solve our global problems, and so on. Since that time, we've held many other sessions. We've held 14 sessions of the Provisional World Parliament, several of them in India and in other countries around the world. The third session was at the fabulous Fontainebleau Hotel in Miami Beach, Florida. And the fourth session was in Barcelona, Spain, and so on. So now we are looking for a proper venue to hold the 15th session of the Provisional World Parliament. And we invite you, if you're interested, to be in contact with us, join WCPA, and perhaps once we have a venue for the Parliament, you could be a delegate representing the people in your region or your group or your local community in some way, and coming to the Parliament and building for the people of Earth a democratic, lawful world beyond war, beyond environmental destruction, one that's concerned with justice for everybody. So if you, as a matter of fact, what we do in the sessions of the Provisional World Parliament is not give papers. It's not a conference where we endlessly talk with one another, expressing our ideas and so on. It is an actual legislative session, which means that that there are proposed world laws that we examine ahead of time before we come to the Parliament. And during the Parliament, we discuss those laws, discuss proper modifications to them if it's necessary, and vote on those laws. If the vote passes, they become provisional world laws, world legislative acts. And as a matter of fact, the 14 sessions of Parliament so far have passed some 67 provisional world legislative acts. They make a beautiful and a compelling testimony to the kind of world we could be living in if we decided as a community on this planet, if we decided to leave the war system. Right? The war system, the subversion system, the national competition system, the global system of economic exploitation, the weak are exploited by the stronger, and so on. If we decide to leave that and to create a decent world order that works for everybody, then this set of laws, 67 laws, will give us a beautiful blueprint, a beautiful head start on what the real world parliament, or the final world parliament, once the Constitution is ratified, could be passing. And it could, if it wanted to, pass them all, or pass selected ones from what we've already done in the Provisional World Parliament. So I think you can see the tremendous significance of that. I recommend that you go online. They're posted at several websites, including www.earth, earth-constitution.org, this website that is one of our main ones for WCPA, and look at them. Look at the kind of transformed world that these world legislative acts suggest, what the kind of transformed world that they envision. And you'll see the significance of what we're doing in attempting to ratify the Constitution for the Federation of Earth. So that's what I wanted to speak with you today about. It's Article 19. Article 19 means we can start it now. We can look at the provisions within this document and start any of them now. The World Environmental Ministry, we can start now. The World Judiciary, as I said before, we can start now. And let's do it. Let's be activists. Let's take an interest in transforming our world so that it becomes a world that transcends these terrible suicidal problems that we now have and becomes a place of peace and justice and environmental protection for ourselves and all future generations. Thank you very much. We can talk more about the Earth Constitution in future videos. I appreciate your attention.